It's morphin' time. Pterodactyl. Alright, hi there, this is Dr. with 3 Years of Wrestling, bringing you the Wrestling Time Potion. For tonight, I will be reviewing WWE's Elimination Chamber. Alright, so the Elimination Chamber kicked off with the Universal title match. It was Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. And they said that for 537 days, Roman Reigns has been Universal Champion. I think that we all knew what the outcome of this match was. It wasn't a bad match, but it also wasn't a great match either. One thing that I did like was the ending, was that Roman put Goldberg in the guillotine, and Goldberg tried to escape from the guillotine, but he was unable to successfully escape from the guillotine and ended up passing out in the guillotine and allowing Roman Reigns to retain his Universal title. So overall, that match was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was predictable. We all knew Roman Reigns was going to retain the Universal title. All right. So then after that, we had the women's chamber match. Okay, so I don't know if there was like a botch or something, but Nikki ASH came out, and then Alexa came out, and I thought Alexa would be the last, would be starting the match, but nope, it was Nikki ASH and Liv Morgan. And another thing that I noticed is that Alexa Bliss was still donning her Sister Abigail gimmick. I thought that the whole reason she went to therapy was because she was going to get rid of the Sister Abigail gimmick. So why is she still coming out the Sister Abigail gimmick? Like, I don't get that. I thought we were going to go back to the goddess of the WWE. So Liv Morgan and Nikki ASH start this match. Liv Morgan rocking that Britney Spears attire, and Doudrop entered at number 3. I like how Nikki tried to form an alliance with Doudrop, but Doudrop told her, nope, there's no alliances here. I also like that Nikki tried to escape the chamber once Rhea Ripley entered the match at number 4. Versus women's chamber was all right. Yeah, it was. The women's chamber was definitely all right. Nikki ASH is eliminated by Rhea Ripley, and at number 5 was Alexa Bliss, who looked good. Actually looked good. Looks like she hasn't missed a step in this. She's definitely been training, I would say. Doudrop is eliminated by Liv Morgan because of a sunset flip, which was pretty cool. And of course, Bianca Belair entered at number 6. So I like how Bianca showed off her strength by picking up Liv Morgan with one arm. They always say she's the strongest, and she just goes ahead and showed it. And she showed it on Raw a couple weeks ago when she was able to pick up Doudrop. So props to her. I like that Liv Morgan did the double knees to Rhea and Bianca. I like the double vertical suplex by Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley to Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan. I thought that was a really fun spot. Alexa Bliss eliminating Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair eliminated Rhea. And so it came down to Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss, with Bianca Belair winning. So I have to say, I think we all knew that was going to be the outcome. So now we know it's gonna be Bianca. Well, actually, I thought the women's chamber match was match of the night. Yeah, it definitely was. Compared to what we got, it definitely was match of the night. I'd say so. Oh yeah, so you're saying so Bianca Belair was victorious here, but I'll add more. I'll talk about it more after the next match, after Becky's match. So we had the women's tag match. It was Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville, with the stipulation that Ronda had to wrestle with one arm tied behind her back. I have to say, what a miracle. Sonya Deville's arm magically healed just as she was about to start the match. Call that a miracle. So Ronda requested Charlotte, but Charlotte didn't want to enter the match. Oh, there was one spot where Naomi went face first into the turnbuckle, and then Charlotte ended up attacking Ronda. And in the end, Naomi and Ronda Rousey were victorious after Ronda Rousey put Sonya Deville in the armbar, and Charlotte didn't bother saving her tag team partner. This was an okay match. It wasn't too bad. It was a little fun. I thought it was a little fun match. Then we had the Falls Count Anywhere match. It was Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. This wasn't as bad. This wasn't bad. Honestly, there was this one scene that I hope Madcap Moss is okay. When Drew McIntyre did the Alabama Slammer and Madcap Moss landed on his neck. That looked really bad. But props to Madcap Moss for continuing the match. But that was a really bad spot. I felt for him. I really did. But Drew McIntyre ended up being victorious after he used his sword to try to scare Corbin away. So I guess now that he's defeated Madcap Moss, his rivalry isn't over. The next on the list is probably going to be Happy Corbin, probably at WrestleMania. I don't know why that's a WrestleMania worthy match, but it is what it is. So then we had the Raw Women's Championship match. It was Lita versus Becky Lynch. I have to say, I actually really like this match. This is a good match. Lita showing that she trained to get back into this match. She didn't miss a beat. I like that she did the moonsault. I thought that was it for it, honestly. But no, Becky Lynch managed to kick out. I like how Lita kicked Becky's hand off the ropes when she tried to grab the rope. But in the end, Becky Lynch was victorious. Of course, I think we all saw that. Lita did awesome. Yeah, she did do awesome. She really did. And Becky Lynch was victorious. Oh, I think we all saw this coming. So now that Becky Lynch is victorious, we know it's going to be Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship match. And I have to say, Bianca Belair is probably going to win to get back her win from SummerSlam. But my problem with this is that we already had that feud. We had Becky versus Bianca. We had it. And now we're going to have it again leading to WrestleMania. If this feud hadn't happened before, it wouldn't be a problem. But we had it already leading up, and now we're going to have it again. But that's what happens because Becky ran through the whole division already. So, Bianca needs to win that match at WrestleMania. If not, it's pointless to have this match again. And then we were supposed to have the SmackDown tag team match, but that match was axed. The Usos attacking the Viking Raiders before the start of the match. So we didn't end up getting that match. Before we get into the men's chamber match, we found out that The Miz was going to make a phone call because he was looking for a tag team partner since he lost earlier in the night against Rey Mysterio. And he said it has to be a global superstar. Jaw just add wrestling said we didn't have it properly, I think. I think Bianca's going to be the one to take it. I agree. Yeah, Bianca definitely has to take the belt off Becky. If not, what was the point? Seriously. So he says to look for a global superstar. And many people speculating that it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes. It would make no sense for him to make his grand return to WWE and be the Miz's tag team partner. I honestly don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes. But who do you guys think the Miz is going to call to face of to tag against Rey Mysterio and Dominic? I heard Steve Callahan saying I heard Logan Paul. Yeah, I heard Logan Paul too. He's no stranger to WWE, that's for sure. So I take Logan Paul over them putting Cody Rhodes as Miz's tag team partner. Rose Montana says Logan Paul, definitely. Okay, so the main event was the men's chamber match. And Lindsay Jaw just add wrestling. Can't be Cody, but name is dumb too. Yeah, I know. A lot of people were saying it was Cody. I didn't think it was going to be Cody. There is no way he was going to come back to WWE to be the Miz's tag team partner. That's for sure. All right, so in the main event is a men's chamber match. Seth Rollins and Austin Theory start this match. And right from the get-go, Seth Rollins sends Austin Theory crashing into Bobby Lashley's pod. And I guess Bobby Lashley suffered some type of injury or got injured because he was removed from the match. That should tell you how this match is going to go. So Riddle entered at number 3. Of course, he did a DDT to Styles in Theory, as an homage to Randy Orton. Apparently, I guess Bobby Lashley was supposed to enter at 4. They made Theory a star tonight. I agree, they did. But Lesnar ended up kicking his paw down, and he eliminated both AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. Austin Theory was left alone to face Brock Lesnar. He climbed the cage. Well, he climbed the chamber to try to escape. He didn't, and he suffered an F5 from the top of the pod. Austin Theory standing one-on-one against Lesnar. Like Josh said, they made Austin Theory a star, proving, that he'll eventually move into the title scene, maybe in the next year or so. But Brock Lesnar is victorious and becomes WWE champion, and it's official. We're going to have a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania. It's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, champion versus champion, and I think we all know how that's going to go. So overall, tonight's show wasn't bad. It was decent wrestling. I really liked the Becky Lynch versus Lita match. I liked the women's chamber match too. But all the matches were pretty much predictable. We all knew Roman Reigns was going to defeat Goldberg. We all knew Becky Lynch was going to defeat Lita. I think we all had a suspicion Bianca Belair would win the chamber match. And I think we all knew Lesnar was going to win. I will say this, though. There was a moment where, Lashley will come out and say that he did not lose it. That's true. I could see them doing that, too. Doing that whole angle that Lashley said that he came out, he didn't lose his title. There was a kind of a moment when they took Lashley out of the match. I was kind of like, oh my God, are they going to have Cody Rhodes debuted? Because I was kind of thinking that maybe by some fluke, Austin Theory would beat Lesnar, and then have Austin Theory think that he won. And then they, introduce another opponent, but that was not the case. Should I go to WrestleMania? If you want, I guess. Yeah, if you want to go. Steve Callahan giving Chamber 6 out of 10. And honestly, I think we all knew Brock Lesnar was going to win that chamber match. Somehow, some way, he was going to win. I'm just bummed by the way that they did it. They took Lashley out of the match. I actually kind of wanted to see Lesnar and Lashley go at it in the chamber. What about you guys? But overall, because of based on the matches overall and the predictability of all of them, I'd give this a 3.5 out of 5 and a 6 out of 10, like Steve Callahan. Again, decent pay-per-view, decent matches, but all of the matches were predictable, top to bottom. I don't think that we would have women's chamber match was better. Yeah, definitely. The women's chamber match was better. Could they have used, I think the biggest complaint about the women's chamber match was that they didn't use the elimination chamber as much. Could they have used it? Yes, they probably could have. Maybe Doudrop could have thrown someone off the top of the pod like Lesnar did. 6 out of 10, yeah. 6 out of 10. I think whole card was predictable. Yeah, it really was. The whole card was predictable. The only thing that wasn't predictable or that I didn't see coming was the Usos and the Viking Raiders match getting axed. But hey, they still got a good payday going all the way over there just to have their match get axed. But that being said, I guess that's all there is to discuss. I mean, you see Rose Montana also giving it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. I don't have anything more to say except for tonight's also Impact's No Surrender, and we're gonna see what the better pay-per-view was, Elimination Chamber or No Surrender. I have a strong feeling No Surrender is gonna win that. Thanks, Steve Callahan, for saying good review. All right, you guys, thank you guys all so much for your watching and for your continued support. If you're new, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I will see you guys later tonight for Impact's No Surrender. Bye.